It's Friday. I'm happy it's Friday. I'm always happy it's Friday. I'm happy for the women's soccer team of Canada. They just got a gold medal. Wow. Very inspiring. The Olympics has been very inspiring. The man that has won the 200, the gold for Canada, can't quite say his name yet. It's not a household name for me yet, but it probably will be, and it should be. But all the people that are involved in the Olympics that are doing well, good job. Awesome. You know what I mean? Awesome. It should inspire a lot of people in the world. The kids should be made to sit down and watch that, at least an hour or two of it. Every kid should be made to sit down and watch that as all the countries compete and show how much work it takes to become something like that. You do not know unless you were shown and told, and the people that win these medals at the Olympics, you must give them hats off, because it's so much work. And that's what I'm feeling about this truck right now. It's a lot of customizing going on, a lot of welding, a lot of grinding, a lot of back and forth, up and down. But that's what it's about. That's what I am. I like to work on the cars. That's what I do. Aiden's last day was yesterday. He's not here on Friday. It's Friday. But anyways, this is what's going on here. If you want to come take a look at the hood over here, baby, you want to come take a look at this side. This is the side you'll see. But the hood, as I've ground it off while we were working yesterday, every weld that we put on the truck's got to be ground off. I was able to grind Aiden's weld off very nice because we had 45 the metal, and I know it's still welded. That's why I was able to do that there. And if you do not do that, you're not able to grind it that way because it'll fall off. That's the underneath the brace that I ground up yesterday for him. He trimmed out the firewall yesterday. We both made the pattern together. Yes, we did. We made the pattern together, and we have it on there. It's not fitting perfect. No, it's not yet, but it will. But as we have it on there now, you can see how this piece goes up to there like that. When we weld the firewall, then we'll come in here and trim this off, and then we'll have our firewall for our 49 Mercury Cabover, Monarch Cabover. As I look inside, I was talking about the dash and that sort of stuff, and I've been looking it over. The engine's in there. The reason we can call it a Cabover because the cab is over the engine, probably about 9 inches. That's what I'm thinking. They call it a Cabover because the cab is over top of the engine. We're only over what, 1/3 of the way, but that doesn't matter. I've got some weld grounded off here where it's all been welded on. Looks very nice. We've got it trimmed inside. We've got it all cut off that you've seen. Yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before that, and day before that, and day before that, I noticed there's some holes in the front of the hood where the chrome went on. Instead of cutting that out and butt welding that in there and looking on the back side and having a mess, I decided to get Aiden to clean that off, clean it up nice, and put a piece right over top of it. And the reason being is because once you cut that out and go to the back side, it'll look like a bag of poop. Yes, it will. It'll look like a bag of poop. With it done this way, you wouldn't even know what has happened. So we have 2 layers of metal there. Then we undercoat from the inside so nothing happens. Basically as simple as that. The only grinding that I have to do left on this side is I have to grind down the doors and grind the quarter panel and the back trunk part. I still got some grinding to do. I did some grinding last night on the door, the fender, and this top piece all the way around. The hood still has to be ground. It has to be ground up. And as I get looking at the engine in the car, the truck, the Cabover, I recollect that I got some pieces with the front end. There's a drop spindle front end in this Monarch, and I called it Monarch because it's Canadian. There's some drop spindles in this and some drop coils. And I also got with that kit, I'm going out here into my junk empire. I have some parts over here. I'm not sure if that matters or not, what's going on there. I got some shocks that go with that kit. I have the front balance pan that goes underneath the front for the bumper that's right there. I see that there, it's got some rot to it. And I seen a show where they made a new one of those, and I'm going to show you how I would make mine. This is the dash for it right here. This is the dash. You never know. As I was talking about having a dash, I might shrink this dash and put it in the 36. I might. Not sure. I think that would be a pretty cool idea, even though, you know, I was thinking a little different. But that dash right there can be shrunken very easy. To be putting that 36 Ford, yes it can. Just like that, I can cut that. And put that in there and put all the gauges back in it. What I was going to show you is I have this piece right here. From what I understand, I bolt this or screw this right here, these here, to the frame where the old steering box would have been, or yes, where the steering box would have been, connected to the steering column. So now I screw this to the frame, and then I got 3 different holes. I think a Vega steering box that bolts to that, screws to that, and then I can have a Vega steering box in there, and then I can get some universal joints to take my steering column up to where I need to go. That's a very nice piece. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray that right in front of you. I'm just going to spray it right now so it's, you know, so when it's time to use it, I'll be able to use it. And I guess today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the door off. I have to get the door off and get the hinges in place. You know, I'm kind of being lazy, but I really am. It's just that I've already done it once. Why do I have to do it again? But anyways, that's what I have to do. I have to do it again. So I have to cut the other door off on the other side. And I'm going to do that for you and I guess. That's what has to be done. That's what I'm going to do. But you can see how it's coming along quite nicely. Everything is, you know, it's going good. Aiden cut out the far wall. Aiden cut out this piece below here too. We've got the hinges going up and down. The hole's not perfect yet, but we're not near putting it on yet. The brace across the hood is looking nice. The hood fits good. I'm still going to do something to the hood. I'm going to cut the hood like this on the edge of it, so we have that effect when the hood comes up. The chrome will come up with it, and the body will be that way. But right at the present moment, I have the door marked out. I marked it on yesterday with the piece of Bristol board. I traced it from the other side and I put it on this side. This is the one that the Bristol board did, and the other line is my door gap. On the other side, when I cut that off, we go back over here. I got a pretty good door gap there. I might even have to open it up a little bit more, I'm not sure. Got a pretty good gap going on there, but on the bottom, as you look through the other side, we can see that it's not where it should be. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut and weld something again. Just as simple as that. I'm going to have to cut and weld it again. I'm going to have to open it up. There has to be a seam, you know, a little bit of a body gap there, and I'm going to have to cut and do it again. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to do that all the time, but that's what happens. Malcolm and his father was in yesterday. He's a rememberable person, Malcolm is, and they picked me up a Pepsi box. I just want to let them know I appreciate that. He said, Chad, what comes after 69? I said, what? He said, mouthwash. I laughed. He's a funny kid. He's a funny kid. I didn't want you to trip over that, sweetheart. But I thought I'd pass the joke on because it made me laugh, and if it don't make you laugh, that's too bad. If it does, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. The door I'm going to cut out with a zip cut. I'm going to have to air chisel this out. I've been having a problem getting the pin out of this one. I really am. I've been nailing on it, put a little drill in it, nailed on it, put some crown on it. Today I'm going to try to bust it out in front of your very eyes. I'm going to try to get it out of there. I worked quite hard yesterday to try to get that out. Fairly hard, I guess. I got one out, and there's what we start with for making the hinges. I have to make them exactly like I did the other side. I'll have to cut that off, and I have to angle that out. So when the hinge comes out, it angles forward. Comes out like this, comes out here, and angles forward. We're going not on this side of the post, we're going on the other side of the post. And I will use everything off the other side to do this side. You know, the information is what I'm talking about. The information, what I use on one side, I use on the other. I'm gonna put some glasses on. Actually, I'm gonna turn the air on. I'm gonna try to bust this out first. And the reason I'm gonna try to bust it out first because this is tacked here. That's tacked up there, we're tacked in place. Hopefully that'll hold the door. But it's Friday, and Canada is really like inspiring, you know, our nation, I would say, about the people that's at the Olympics. Man, they're doing amazing. Like, it really is inspiring. I can remember when I was a young person, I wanted to do the Olympics. You know? It's hard to believe that Chad was sports at one time. And then all of a sudden my world changed when I decided not to listen, you know. It all changed. And then then I became bad Chad and became life, you know. Life really set you in, I don't know, set you where you're going when you do not finish school and you go to work. You learn so many things that I'm not sure if you're supposed to learn, but I learned. That's how it goes. I need the air hammer. Probably have the air hammer out. And what I have done lately is just reflected on all my mistakes and just trying to get better at all the time. And that's why I repeat it all the time. I don't see it. There it is right there. That's why I repeat it. I repeat it to myself to make myself remember. Alrighty, I got some glasses here. It's Friday. Yeah. Let's take that pin out. Say something to me, Jolene.
What?
Say something to me.
Hey, baby.
Can you hear her, boys? We got some new gear, man. We got some new gear. I'm going to take Jolene for a drive after this. Just going to do a little bit, get the door off, do that, and then we'll go for a little drive, have a little fun for Friday. I'm gonna try this one, man. Come on, baby. It looks like it wants to do it. All right, we'll do that for a second. We'll cut the door open, we'll get that done. I'll beat and pound that on my own time. And that's what it takes, is on your own time. That's why I try to do that grinding on my own time at nighttime. Jolene's doing her thing with the computer, then I come up here with the grinder and I try to do my thing. And that is get that weld ground off. And it takes sometimes as long as to weld it, it takes to grind it off. Believe you I. So, I can put them back on, I guess it won't hurt me. It won't hurt me, check my ears. Get that all lit, yeah. cut the door open, or when I'm cutting the door open, all I'm hoping for is that it stays in place. We've kicked in a little bit. You can see how it's kicked in there a little bit. You just have to, you know, when it comes open, when I deal with it, I'm going to have to make sure it fits together right. That's basically why I'm welding it all together first, because I want it to stay together as I weld it. I'm going to knock that thing out before I do that. It's a nice hot day here in Nova Scotia, and I'm a proud Canadian of what people have done for our country at the Olympics. Very proud, especially the women today. It's quite amazing, wasn't it? Yeah. It was close either way. It was close either way. I forgot what I was getting. Oh, I'm getting something knocked out. It was close either way, but
Hey,
what?
I think you could grab my glasses.
I can.
They're in my office.
I'll go in the office, grab Jolene's glasses. She's gonna trip over something sometime, boy. She walks around like a ballerina with that camera. There's lots of stuff on the floors that she can trip on. And I just don't want her to fall. But I'd be the first one to get her.
Thank you.
No worries. Just gonna knock that out. A little hammy. I got a little punch over there. It'd be better than a screwdriver. Come on, Jay. Come on. And the faster, you know, like the faster I run around and try to get this done, the faster it does get done. I've asked Jolene today, we've been welding on this for about a month. Mm-hmm. And then people wonder why people go to different projects after a while. It's because it gets long after a while, you know what I mean? This is not a 10,000 piece puzzle. This is a bigger piece than that. It takes quite a long time to build a car, but you can get overwhelmed sometimes. But basically what I want to get with this one, I want to get it welded up. We still have wheel lips to put on it and a little flare out down here to match the quarter panel down there. We still got to weld a full length down there, all around the wheel well yet. We still got to make a pan for underneath the headlights and beneath the bumper. We still got to make the hood fit up and down. The firewall still has to be put in. The bottom of there's so much more left to do. When I get it welded up, do not be surprised that I start something else. Just because what I'll do is I'll sandblast it. It'll be ready for filler. We'll see what goes on from there, but I will probably start something else. It could be Jolene's frame. It could be down underneath her car, but I could start anything at any time just to keep myself motivated, to keep working. It's hard sometimes just on the same thing all the time. Wow. Maybe I didn't get her up there far enough with that. Can I get it any further? See what happens. See what happens. It's Friday. Everybody have a good Friday. Take care of themselves. And remember one thing. Don't wait for someone else to make you happy. Make your own self happy. Make your own self happy. Do what you like. I scored that a little bit. But a little bigger weight, a little bigger hammer, maybe shove that up through. Looking at the pins on the other side, I'm going to have a hard time with the pins in that. Wow. You see how we're kicked in already? I have to make sure I fix that when I open the door. hammer up. Woo. He was swinging like that very good. Car going. Heat would be nice. Heat would be nice. Don't use heat. Don't have heat. I don't like. Well, I don't use enough to justify buying it. I don't use enough to justify buying it. I put that underneath there. Hopefully I can push that out instead of hitting it out. Change bits here. Gotta get that out. Gotta get that out. Have to get that out. Bending that. Come a little bit. I'm having a hard time. Who's your daddy? Wow. Probably that's why I didn't want to take it off. Because I know how much work it is to get it off. But once I get it off, I'll be so happy. What a baby. You look so good in them glasses.
Thanks.
Want to shut the video down? You didn't say yes or no?
Half there.
Smokes. Holy smokes. It's Friday. And I'm coming unhinged. There we go. Come on. There you go. There's one. Still got one there to get, even just to get the door on. So, got one up there. And You can see how hard them pins are coming out. That's what's going to make my door tight. On the other side, Malcolm opened it up yesterday. She kind of went down on him. What's wrong with the door, Chad? Well, what's wrong with the door is that we haven't got the right pins in it. And that's all it is. No biggie. No biggie whatsoever. Take them here, Mom, so I'll stop screaming. I'm going to get a longer zip cut on that and go down through here, because I remember last time I had to go in there and cut something. I can't remember what it was, but I did. Yeah. Canada, oh Canada. Very happy with them, very happy, very happy. Very happy. Well done. This one here is going to be hard. That one here, Don't do that. See where I kick it? Don't do that. Have a little. Don't do that. The door come right open. Come on out and see me. Come on out and see me. Dr. Chad has got to fix you. Alrighty. I'm hoping. Look at that now. I'll have to get off here, right? Now there's something connected. I know it. I know it. Right in there, I'm pretty sure. Gonna go to the other side, just take a look, quick look. I'm hoping that it could be the hinge too. Looks like it's all cut. We got some lights that were given to us. I used them a few times so far. See that right there, look? Right there at that front of that door. See that little tiny piece there? You can see it. See where it's connected right there?
Yeah.
That's where she's connected, so I gotta go in just a little bit further. That's where the lights come in handy. I seen the light, boys. I seen the light. In all her glory. I didn't even get a bench ready. I got one over here, have I not? There you go. Get one over here. Not like that, that's fine. Woo, door's off. Not going anywheres. Not going anywheres. Now basically, we're going to be trimming this stuff off. Going to do the exact same thing I did on the other side. I'm happy to get it off. I'm happy that we did it. Like Friday was this. It was hard to get back into that door. It was. I admit it was. But here I am. I'm happy that I've got it happening. We have the piece here exactly the way it was before. We have the 8 pillars sitting there. We've got a gap going on there. You can see how the 1x2 is sitting on top. There's a ledge that is sitting on top of it. You got a weld on the back side. Can't go down through. So right now I'm going to put a couple pieces of square stock in there and weld it in there. I've got to cut this down the same there. I have to do that. Don't know if I need to do that in front of your garage or not. I'm probably going to call it as that right there as a video, just because I'm going to weld that there. We're going to draw for a hat or shirt, and I'm going to allow for Jolene to get it on, get it ready, and then we can say see you later. We can, you know, get on the road. And that's what we want to do. We want to get on the road. So as I got that cut open, well, I'm going to put the square stop in, just like I did the other door post. And then I'm coming in here and making that piece. I'm not sure. We'll check out the videos and see which we didn't show. Probably making the hinges or whatever piece, I'm not sure we didn't show, but we'll make sure we show that process instead of the process you've already seen. And if you have not seen the door been cut open before, or the door bottom put on, you just click back a little further and you can watch it. You know, it's daily stuff. But there you go. The door's open again. This piece here that I got drawn on here, I'm hoping that's going to be used as door gap. Or I know it's going to be used as door gap, so I'm going to cut it back a little further. And then when I put my piece in, that's going to be the door gap when the door goes back on. But I still have to add metal to the bottom of the door. The dash is making me think about having that dash up there. It really is. It's kind of a cool idea. Having the dash of the original car in the dash of the 36 up top. I don't know, Vega steering box. I think that's a great thing, because that will just bolt right on the side of the chassis, and we'll be able to, like I said, universal joint that up on a steering column and go right to where we need it to go. Once I get this piece in, and then I'm allowed to know, I pretty well know where the floor is going to need to go, because it's going to go right underneath that piece, and we're going to have the floor down in there. Then I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to get into it. What's the easiest way to get into this thing, basically. I'm thinking that once we get up on that flat piece there, on the flat piece here on the bottom of the door, I'm thinking that someone's going to want to stand on that before you get in. I'm thinking that, and then they're going to try to crouch down and get in like any other hot rod. But we'll see. And what I'm thinking with that is, if I put that piece of metal across and I cut that off, then I can put a piece of square tubing along there. When you stand on it, you will not go down. All right, baby, do you want to draw for a hat or a shirt? Let's do it. Let's draw for a hat or shirt. I pulled through it, people. I pulled through it. It's a hot day. It's Friday. We want to go do something, and but I still had to do a little bit of work to go forward. Yeah, that's basically what's going on. Computer's down here. Let's take a looky poo. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for coming back. It's Friday. And I think that people in Canada should be very proud of our country right now. Like, the Olympics is going so well for us. And yeah, breaking records and everything. The one guy in the 200, wow, that guy's fast. I wonder if he can spread mud that fast. I'd give him help. If you want Hiltz gear, Jolene has a place where you can get Hiltz gear. It's Hiltz Auto Co. You can grab gear there if you want, and that's only if you want. We would never throw you into it. 808 comments. Thank you very much. We appreciate it so much. We're doing the best we can. I think we're a little over 8 months of day content, are we not? A little over 8 months, are we?
Yeah.
We're over 8 months in daily content, and we're working hard. We're working hard. How quick? That's the guy's username. How quick?
Yep.
You use the small block Chevy a lot, mate. Might be worth buying a dummy motor, lightweight plastic, for your test fitting exercise. Be much easier and safer for you and Aiden. You are totally right. And, well, I'll tell you what. You're right on half of it. We never used many small blocks on the builds. Not many at all, I don't think. We used a couple. But we had built like 15 cars, but we only used a couple of Chevy engines. The other ones were Ford and Dodge and 6 cylinders, and we had a Pierce Arrow. Yeah, so we use a lot of engines, but you're exactly right on the plastic engines. It would be much easier. Yes, it would. There was a lot of comments about the floor jacks, And the reason I'm thinking there, we had a jack on the engine, we had that holding that up, then we had a jack holding the car up, then we had the legs underneath the car so the car couldn't fall down past the legs. Really, you would have to have multiple problems, you know what I mean? I thought it all through before I got down. It's like when you go out under your engine hoist, or on your hoist, you walk underneath that every time and you're hoping that it holds, you know, you're supposed to be up on your locks or whatever. But I mean, if we have two jacks and we have legs that can't let it come down, I'm thinking we should be okay. That means you'd have to have two jack failures at the same time, which would be unheard of. You know, you might slowly seat, but they're not going to come crashing, banging down. Yeah, it's just kind of, I'm in here all the time and I think about that sort of stuff. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to crawl in it get hurt, that's for sure. But where I had two jacks, you would have to have multiple accidents and you would still not get hurt because the legs were still underneath the wheels of the car, or under the arms of the car. And then that's where I was at. So I apologize if I scare you sometimes, but I'm thinking about it, you know. Yeah, you win a choice of your shirt or hat there, How Quick. And that name reminds me of how quick can I get that welded up and get it sandblasted. How quick can I get it welded up and sandblasted? I want to thank Lincoln for that. Lincoln's going to help us out. We're going to pull all this stuff out of the box. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get Jolene welding in it. She'll look the best. We'll get the jacket on her. We'll get the helmet on her. We'll do a video of her how to weld the car up or weld the truck up. So at least she can say that she did some of the welding. She has done some of the welding on the truck already. But thank you very much, everybody. Keep coming back. We'll keep building. But do not be surprised. Once I get this bad boy welded up and sandblasted, there'll be something else coming in.